South China Morning Post, 4th of February 2024, debt-stricken Sri Lanka signs trade pact with Thailand as it seeks recovery. A day after a free trade agreement with Thailand was signed, the president of cash-strapped Sri Lanka declared on Sunday that the country was gradually coming out of its worst economic crisis. Due to enormous debt and high-interest Chinese loans that tore apart Sri Lanka's fabric, the country went bankrupt. President Ranil Wickremesinghe made a brief remark instead of the typical yearly Independence Day address, citing the indignity of being labelled a financially bankrupt country. Wickremesinghe states, "Challenges will progressively fade, life's burdens will lighten, and the economy will fortify throughout this journey. It is essential that we learn from our mistakes in the past and not make the same ones again." In the presence of Thai Prime Ministers Srettha Thavisin and Wickremesinghe, the Sri Lanka-Thailand Free Commerce Agreement was signed in Colombo on Saturday. It covers investment, commerce in goods, customs processes, and intellectual property rights. In 2016, Sri Lanka and Thailand started negotiating a free trade deal. According to data from the Sri Lankan government, the two nations' two-way trade was valued at approximately $352 million in 2022, with $59 million coming from Sri Lanka's exports and $292 million from Thailand. Thailand exports smoked rubber sheets, natural rubber, plastic, and cement, while Sri Lanka exports mainly clothing, precious stones, tea, and spices. The government of Sri Lanka anticipates that the trade agreement will increase bilateral trade to $1.5 billion. According to Thavisin, the nations decided to encourage investment in sectors including green energy, fisheries, food processing, and tourism. From 2005 to 2022, Thailand invested around $92 million directly in Sri Lanka. To promote travel, Thavisin announced that, starting next month, Thai Airways, his country's national airline, would resume daily flights from Bangkok to Sri Lanka. Since filing for bankruptcy in April 2022, Sri Lanka has been experiencing an economic crisis. The country owes more than $83 billion in debt, most of which is owed to international creditors. Due to the situation, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the then president, was overthrown by protesters. Under Wickremesinghe, the acute shortages of food, fuel, and medication have mainly decreased during the past 12 months. However, the government's attempt to raise money by increasing power prices and imposing onerous new income taxes on professionals and businesses has increased widespread dissatisfaction. To assist the South Asian nation, the International Monetary Fund authorized a 4-year bailout program last March. With some of its external creditors, Sri Lanka has already struck deals to restructure $17 billion of its outstanding debt. On Saturday, Wickremesinghe described the deal as a milestone in the economic partnership between the two nations and stated that Sri Lanka has made significant progress in economic stabilization since the crisis broke out. Wickremesinghe stated, "We are looking at Thailand's support as Sri Lanka undertakes the significant economic transformation and integration with Asia as it begins stabilizing its economy and regaining international confidence towards recovery and growth." Additionally, he stated that, after Singapore, this free trade pact was Sri Lanka's second with an Asian nation. Additionally, Sri Lanka is negotiating trade agreements with China and India, its neighbors.